Welcome into the Main Event Broadcasting Network. I'm Timmy McCormack, Director of Athletic Communications here at Piedmont College, and today we'll be sitting down with new graduate assistant volleyball coach Amy Trageser, as she was announced as a new member of the Piedmont athletic staff earlier this week. Well, Coach, thanks very much for joining us here on the Main Event Broadcasting Network. We appreciate it. Absolutely. You guys are getting ready to start the season here, but you're just jumping onto the Piedmont athletic staff. We welcome you as a member of the new Lady Lions team coming up. You're joining a first-year head coach in Jamie McCormack, who's taking over the program this year after a longtime coach Sid Feldman has retired after 4 years on the sidelines.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. So now in her first year here as the head coach, tell us a little bit about what attracted you to Piedmont here to come to be a graduate assistant coach.
You know, coming to Piedmont was something really exciting for me, especially because I wanted to consider the South. I've never really been in that area, so that was something I was considering. Also, I really just wanted to get some experience with a coach who knew a lot. And when meeting with Jamie, she knew a lot about the game. And so I wanted to be with someone that I could work well with. And she had a lot of information about offense, which is something that I might struggle with. So I just really wanted to learn a lot from her in that respect.
Well, I think you two are going to get along swimmingly, especially considering your position and where you played in college. The sports is spending your time as a setter at Grove City, another Division III school as well. And let's talk about that Division III experience before we get to that aspect of it too. The Division III experience, what is it a little bit that attracts you to that level of Division III of the NCAA?
I love Division III because you get to focus most on your academics, and then you also get to be a collegiate athlete at a very high level of play. So I really just love the opportunity to get to know your coaches at a personal level, and they can help you in so many different ways, but also being able to play at such a high level sport. It's just such a good combination so that, you know, when you graduate, you're not just stuck within the collegiate playing sports area.
Absolutely. Of course, the student first comes first for a reason, the student athlete. And of course, as we said, you're going to get along well with Coach McCormack, who spent her college playing days as a middle hitter, and you're coming in as a setter. So you should be a pretty good combination. Just make sure you set the ball right for her. Make sure that's good. But your experience and your knowledge within that area, what does that add to the program here, especially here in your first year as a graduate assistant?
I think it'll be really exciting to work with the setters and giving them the mindset of what you need to do as a setter. You know, some of the big things is reversing flow, making sure that you're making your hitters look as good as possible. There's a lot of things that you can think about as a setter to make sure that you're setting up your hitters perfectly. So I think with my background, learning from a Division II coach, bringing it to here, I think we'll learn a lot about the sport in that aspect.
Awesome. They're looking forward to it, I'm sure. And you had a very good career at Grove City as a setter, over 2,300 assists to your name. 21 of those came in a very important match for you guys as well. Your freshman year, a win over top 10 SUNY Cortland. They were 42-2 the year before, went to the NCAA quarterfinals, and you guys stung them in a 5-set thriller. Talk a little bit about that match and what that meant to you. Yeah,
that match was really exciting because we walked into it being the underdogs, and we just thought, you know, there's nothing to lose at this point, so we're just going to work to our best ability. And we really found their weaknesses and really just capitalized on those. It's kind of such a blur because it was my freshman year, but it's such a good experience, and it's really one of the memorable ones just because it was so exciting, and we were able to defeat such a great team. They were really competitive, so.
SUNY Cortland usually good in everything they do, so of course a win over them means a lot, of course, to anybody who gets one of those types of wins, but especially a win over a top 10 team at the time, and then of course a team that went 42-2 the year before. Not a bad win your freshman year to start there.
Absolutely, that was one of the good ones.
You talked a little bit already about your knowledge too on the defensive side of things, and you weren't just a setter. You had a ton of digs in your career as well, and you were one of the leaders usually in that category for your team as well. Talk a little bit about that experience and how it's going to help you with a more well-rounded approach to your coaching here at Piedmont.
Yeah, defense is one of the bigger things in our team. We focus more on defense than offense. So at my time at Grove City, I was learning a lot of different systems with my head coach, Erin Street, who's been so helpful. She's been teaching me exactly what it is as a coach and as a player, so I understand both sides when it comes to defense. So just learning from that and making sure that, you know, we have really good ball control. That's super important for us as a team at Grove City, so I'm really excited to be able to bring that into Piedmont.
Well, I've heard that mentioned a few times before, so I think that the coaching staff is going to be excited about that, of course, what you're adding there. But Coach, we're so excited to have you on the Piedmont Athletic staff. Welcome to Demorest.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks again for joining us on the Main Event Broadcasting Network as we sat down with new graduate assistant volleyball coach Amy Trageser. I'm Timmy McCormack, Director of Athletic Communications here at Piedmont College, and we'll see you next time on the network.